I can show you some part of things like a practical part. But afternoon I will show you two things. One is like a Hyper-V, how it is look like, and then VMware kind of stuff also. Okay, but this is like a what is a virtualization. Different way of definitions are there, guys. Like this is the only definition, this is the only answer. It is not like that, but we should not change the meaning. Anything you can able to tell, but main meaning should not be changed. Okay, practice very basic questions mainly. Benefits of virtualization, why we are using this virtualization kind of stuff. Okay, different type of virtualizations, and about server virtualization. Okay, so few things already we know about a virtualization things like a VMware workstation, how to check virtualization enabled in your hardware or not. Okay, and then what is type 1 virtualization, what is type 2 virtualization, how to access a remote virtual machine, what is meant by desktop virtualization. But in desktop virtualization so many are there, network related things. Okay, storage virtualizations, presentation virtualization. Really we don't complete, we cannot able to complete this much part, but I have some diagrams to explain what is the presentation virtualization part. Okay, so introduction to VMware vSphere and the vCenter. In this PPT it is there, but it is purely depends upon the time. And about Hyper-V, Hyper-V features, installation of Hyper-V in 2019 or Windows 10. Okay, what are the other features we can able to get here in this one, like a networking related, virtual machines related kind of stuff. Not always like you have to log into your main server, Hyper-V server to manage. You can access through Windows Admin Center. Okay, you can manage your virtual machines. So this is the content in this here. This much is like this is completely Hyper-V features and switches, how to create a virtual machine. Okay, these are all screenshots only. Okay, this is a nano server kind of stuff. This is admin center. Okay, so these are the overview. So first day means morning. We will see what is a virtualization, type of virtualization, what is server virtualization, type 1 and type 2 virtualizations. Okay, next other virtualization like a storage and network related virtualizations first. Okay. The first one is when you hear a virtual, guys, when you are here something like a virtual, what is the first thing you get inside your mind? You hear something like a virtual.
Such as software based.
Tell me.
Software based something
Okay.
which is
When
not
you
real,
hear virtual, yeah, tell me.
which is not real.
Which is not real. Very good.
Something imaginary.
Imaginary. Yeah, guys, those two things I will tell. Okay. Imaginary and something which is not real, we cannot see kind of stuff. Uh, then I will ask a question. Are you worked in virtual machine for your Linux,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
right? And you installed Windows 10, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
2016 or 2019 server?
2016 server.
2016.
Install Windows Server 2016. 3 virtual machines you created, right? Totally up to now. I think
Sir.
4 because of I told
Linux
CentOS,
server.
I told Red Hat. Okay. 2 Linux, 1 Windows 10, 1 server, right? See, are you able to access your Windows 10 machine, data, application? Right? In virtual machine, like your physical machine, are you able to work with it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We can.
So when you are accessing Windows Server, so you created an Active Directory like a physical machine. If you have a physical machine, how you install Active Directory? Same way you install Active Directory. You done group policies, right? You done a DHCP, DNS, this kind of stuff you have done in the virtual machine, like a physical machine. So it is not a, we can't say not real. We cannot say it is imaginary. Imaginary means you cannot do anything with it, right? It is only an imagination only. Okay, it is a real. And from this explanation, so when I heard a virtual, I recollect the virtual machine first. Okay, so because I use virtual machine smart, right? Okay, so is from virtual machine example, yes, it is a real. How you work with your physical machine, how you are working with your physical machine, same way you can work with your virtual machine. You have a physical Linux server and virtual machine with a Linux inside. Okay, so both will give you Linux command prompt. Both you can able to access, both you can install, both you can install services, FTP services, HTTP services, like that we can able to do it. Okay, so which is function like your physical machine, virtual machine function like a physical machine. But virtual machine does not have physical hardware, right?
Yes.
Have a laptop. My laptop contains CPU, RAM, hard disk, networking connections, NIC, right? Physically, it is available. For virtual machine, it is not there. Okay, now physical CPU, now virtual physical RAM kind of stuff is not there. But virtual machine has a software defined or a software based or a virtual hardware is there. Okay, virtual machine having virtual CPU, RAM, hard disk is there for a virtual machine. Next, so where is this? This is not a physical entity. Virtual means not even it's not a physical one. First of all, right? So these things are actually getting from your physical machine, physical hardware only. Virtual CPU created from your physical CPU. Okay, the memory, the RAM we are using for a virtual machine actually consuming your physical RAM only. The entire virtual machine and virtual hard disk stores in your physical hard disk only. If this virtual machine want to communicate outside of your PC, means your physical network, so it is go through your physical NIC only. Okay, so it's a simple to understand virtualization from the virtual machines. So here it is. I collected a definition to it is create a software based or a virtual representation of application, servers, storage, network to reduce IT expenses while boosting efficiency and agility. Yeah, no need to tell my example because you already experienced with the virtualization, means virtual machines. I will tell one more point. It is, see, this is my physical machine, my physical laptop. I have my physical machine, my physical laptop, right? Now you have to do a practical on Linux. Then what you do? So first of all, physical machine. Okay, I have a i5 processor. My processor is i5 processor, third generation. Okay, my RAM is 12 GB RAM. Okay, 12 GB RAM, and I have some disk space is there. For example, some total disk is 500 GB, but space is left over is very less. But you have to calculate that one also. Okay, I have a Wi-Fi connectivity, network connection is there. This is my physical hardware details, and my operating system is Windows 10. It is a home edition, so no Hyper-V. Windows 10 home editions, no Hyper-V. Okay, so now I want a Linux machine, right? Now what I have to do, I have to teach Linux, or maybe I have to work on a Linux. What I have to do, I have to replace entire my PC and install Linux inside. Is it possible? Yes, of course possible, but not suggestible, right? Do you want to lose all your machine information and everything for practicing Linux information, Linux machine? None is everybody silent now? Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. No. Okay. For example, I want two Linux machines now. So I made this one as a one Linux machine, and this is another Linux machine. I want two Linux machines. Then what I have to do? How to purchase another computer? To purchase another
No, sir.
computer.
We can use VMware.
Yes. But if you don't have VMware kind of stuff, no virtualization concept, then you need a two
Then,
machines means
yes, sir.
compulsory. You have to purchase two machines. You have to compulsory purchase a two machines. Now who is this message? Okay, Karthik Datta is joined. 1 second, we'll give a join now. No problem. Even I was late. I went out little out. Okay. I try a very big one, so that's why I'm removing. Okay. So I have a one physical machine that is my Windows 10. Okay. Now I want two machines required. So one is two Linux machines required. Again, I have to purchase two physical machines. Otherwise, you practice Windows server, right? So this is my Windows server 2016 server. So you purchase one PC and make it as a server. Now you want to practice server client kind of stuff. At least one client is required. Then you take another computer and install Windows 10 Pro or a Enterprise Edition. You can get a doubt, sir. Can we use this home? No. Why? Because home edition cannot join to the domain. Okay, did you join to the domain, right? So client to domain joining is done. Okay. So you can, if your machine is Pro or Enterprise Edition, you can join to the domain. If your machine is Home Edition, you cannot join it to the domain. So remember that point also. Okay. Okay. So now I needed two machines means I have to purchase two computers extra. Two machines have to purchase. But what is the benefit of this virtualization? What is the benefit of this virtualization? Of course, your operating system, my operating system in my host means my physical machine is Windows 10 Home. This is called a host OS. This is called a host OS. I'm giving normal example only. I'm not talking in a server virtualization manner. I'm giving what we know from that one only. Okay. So virtualization is a little complex subject. That's why first of all understand what we know. So I use a VMware workstation or a virtual box. I created a virtual machine. I install a Linux operating system in the virtual machine. This operating system we call it as a guest OS. This operating system we call it as a guest OS. The physical machine OS is host OS. The virtual machine OS is guest OS. Next. Next, I have another virtual machine. This is virtual machine 1. This is virtual machine 2. In this one also I install Linux. Now I can make a communicate between these two machines through the virtual network connection. So they will communicate each other. Okay, so then we are done our practicals, right? I make this one as a server, like a FTP server, FTP client, web server, web client, or maybe I made this one a NFS, NFS client, CAFS, CFS client, right? So I can able to practice. So this is what I'm trying, what we done in the practical environment. Okay. So we are not using this virtual machine right now. Now the practical is changed. What is the practical is Windows Server, Windows Client. Okay. So now I created another virtual machine. I installed Windows 10 first. Then I installed Windows Server 2016 also. I make a connection. Network wise, there are connected VMnet 1 like that. Okay. So they will communicate each other. I configured IP address in both the machines. Make sure they are communicating each other. I make this one as a Active Directory domain controller, and this is a client machine. Then I install here a DHCP server, and this is I make this one as a client machine for that one. Okay, this is DNS, of course. By default, it is a DNS. After Active Directory, it contains a DNS. Now, yes, we test the DNS from here. See, this is what we are done practically. So 1, 2, 3, 4 machines. At least 2 to 3 machines you have to purchase additional to do this practical. We are all working from home type. So like, so I'm today Saturday I didn't came to your office, but Okay, so you are in your home, right? So again, you have to purchase for these practicals. You have to purchase additionally 2 or 3 computers additionally. Okay. Okay. So this is the it is advantage. It is reduce the IT expenses while boosting efficiency and utility agility. Manish Patel. Okay. So again, what is the cloud? It is software based or virtual representation of what we represented server or a desktop kind of machines to reduce our own IT expenses, and we utilize our system better way, right? So this is, if you see my virtual machine, this is a Windows 10 virtual machines. This is Linux for a DevOps purpose. This is a VMware vSphere machine. This is a Windows XP machine. Okay, this is server 2012. This is server 2003. Okay, and lot of Linux machines also available. Okay, for different purposes, I use these machines. If I want to purchase a machine, at least 4 or 5 machines, guarantee I have to purchase, used or not used. Once I remove the configuration, so we cannot get it back. But this is the machine stored in my PC now. It will be there until unless I deleted it. It will be there until unless I deleted it. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say, guys. Okay, so without purchasing again and again, we can utilize our server. Guys, look at this is hardware layer, hardware part, operating system part, and this is our machine. On top of it, applications are running. Okay, this is a machine. There is a hardware, operating system, and application. Think like you purchase a tower server. Okay, you purchase a tower server. This is my physical machine or a physical server. It is, you purchase a physical server. Now this maximum utilization is, so 20%, 30% utilization. Okay, 10% utilization. So we are not using maximum of your server, because normally servers are heavy capable machines. The processor, number of cores, RAM capacity, disk capacities are very high. Okay, so you have taken a server, either it is a tower server, blade server, whatever it is. You don't use 100%. We should not use 100%. Maximum limits is like a 75%, 80%. 80 is a alarm time. Okay, so you reach 80, it is very danger. Up to 70, 75% is very good to utilize, but your utilization is very less generally, because very limited services we are using. Okay, so because of this virtualization, again, you can create a virtual machines and you can utilize your hardware. Okay, best utilization also we can do it. Of course, no need to purchase additional servers or additional machines, because we are already running from virtual machines. Okay, so that is also one of the point. Virtualization increase IT agility, flexibility, and scalability while creating significant cost saving. Greater workloads mobility, increased performance, ability of resources, automated operations. They're all benefits of virtualization that make IT simpler, manage and less costly to own the operate. Okay, so instead of purchasing more data centers or a more servers or machines, you can utilize your own machines with a virtualization concept. Okay, but all the points I telling, so virtual machine concept only. Okay, but not only a machine kind of stuff, guys. Application we can virtualize. Okay, virtualize we can do applications, network, storage. Okay, so we can represent a virtual representation or a software based application it is. Okay, a server or a storage or a network. So then, so no need to put a more cost to purchase a physical machines or physical network components. Okay, complex city will be reduced, their cost will be reduced. We can utilize better way and we can increase the performance, we can automate those kind of things. Virtualization is the base for the cloud computing. You know, a lot of people don't like to listen virtualization concept and basic hardware concepts, virtualization concepts. You don't know the CPU means no use of learning anything. Okay, so people don't like to learn what is hard disk and all. Sir, it is there. We are utilizing. Why you are teaching? Next one is the virtualization. Who is using virtualization nowadays? Right? Everybody's go for a cloud computing. Without a virtualization, there is no cloud computing. There is a no concept of cloud computing. Okay, by the cloud definition, it is telling we are getting a services through internet or as a web services. You are able to access a different type of infrastructure services or a platform services or a software as a services over the internet or a web services we are getting, but they're not telling how it is works, right? There is not they're not writing that point. Okay, remote like AWS maintaining data centers. Data center is a physical components, right? Physical servers, storage devices, network components. We are accessing their data center via cloud interface, via cloud interface. And you create a one instant like a EC2 instance, AWS EC2 instance. Maybe you have an idea, that's what I'm telling. Okay, or maybe you are create a storage. So where it will go, how it will work based on their virtualization plan. So that's the point, guys. Importance of virtualization always important. Not a VMware workstation, guys. There's a lot of things out there. Benefits of virtualization: reduce the capital and operating cost. So capex and opex. What is capital expenditures, operating expenditure? What is capital expenditure? Capex. This is also important for a cloud. Okay, capital expenditure means how to purchase the required infrastructure, right? Like you want to start a business, first of all you have to take a room, means a space, benches, computers, connectors, right? You want to start a hotel, then you have required a the space, kitchen equipments, tables, chairs, right? So you have to purchase, that is a capital expenditure. So in a IT, so we need an infrastructure, like we need a servers, storage devices, networking components like a routers and switches. Okay, This is capital expenditure. But who will maintain this entire your infrastructure? Okay, someone is, for example, I am the network engineer. I will take care of the router switches, the connectivity, IP addresses, and all. I will take care. Okay, and there is a guy, is a server engineer. He going to take care of Windows servers, Linux servers, sorry, Windows servers. Is a Windows server engineer. Okay, is a server engineer or a server analyst or a server support, server administrator is managing these servers, Windows servers. Linux servers, admin by Linux administrator. Okay, storage admin manages storage part. Okay, storage admin manages storage part. Backup admin manages the backup related softwares. See, it is every person, multiple people requirement and manages this many infrastructure components, physical infrastructure components, and as well as each and individual management. The cost of management is their monitoring devices, physical security, and all. That is again, I'm going for a cloud, but you have to reduce the cloud part to the virtualization part. Next one is, yeah, capital capex means capital expenditure means you purchase the components like servers, networking components, storage devices. Okay, those are all like a cables and all will comes under. We purchase means capital expenditure. OPEX, just now only I told what is operational expenditure. So to manage these things, you need a power supply. Yes, yeah, I will give you a very good big refrigerator. Refrigerator. That may be a very high speed bike I given. So like a 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs. Okay, maybe 1 crore rupee bikes are there. So cost, right? You purchase a, for example, you purchase a 2 lakhs bike. Think like you purchase a bike, so that is 2 lakhs. So capital expenditure. You invested on it, but you have to operate, right? Best example is actually car is a cab services are there. Best example. For example, we have a something like a 5 lakhs or maybe a 10 lakhs rupees are there. So you purchase a car. To purchase a car, that is capital expenditure, right? But you have to manage, right? So you have to put a petrol in it. You have to take it to the service, cleaning, okay, engine oil kind of stuff. Any repair is occur, you have to take it and go for repairing per thing, right? So monthly or for 2 months, like you have to go make it like a service kind of stuff. So capex, opex, capital expenditure, operating expenditures, management. Same thing for a infrastructure, capital expenditure, operating expenditures. So reduce capital and operating cost. How it will be reduced? So you don't require more physical in machines and all. So then we can manage less size of infrastructure than compared to heavy size of infrastructure. No need to purchase lot of servers for every thing kind of stuff. Like as I said, if I want to do this one batch for one batch, I have to purchase. I have to make sure that at least I have a 3 or 4 physical machines are required. Additionally, okay. Now it is not required because of VMware Workstation or a virtual box. Okay. Operating costs. If I have a additional machines are there, additional laptops or additional desktops are there, then again I have to connect with the power supply. I have to give it, right? Operating cost. Okay, management, okay, installations, uninstallations, network connectivity. So those are all increases, right? operating cost. Minimized or eliminated downtime. So there is a high availability or failover services are there. Okay, so you may get a doubt, or you are not getting doubt, but I'm telling the doubt. Think like this, guys. You have a server. Okay, in this one it is running some virtual machine. This is the main machine. Server does not mean only Windows server, Linux server. So server is a server only. My hypervisor server. So there is a physical machine. Think like this. This is a physical machine, and here it is a virtual machines are there. Think like this. Your physical machine is down. What will happen?
Virtual machine also will be down, sir.
Very virtual machine also down. Very. So in my physical machine, first one is a Linux server, Linux based web server. This is my mail server. So this is something a file server. Three servers are running in the virtual machines. This is the user accessing web server. Some other user is accessing mail server. Okay, like this. Now, if physically machine is down suddenly, so virtual machine is also down, then the service will be stop. Service will be stop. Understand the point?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Now, I put a two servers, means two physical machines. Okay, is also a physical machine. I will explain this what is there inside of these machines also. But I am talking in a virtual machines manner. This is also a virtual machine is running. Two machines. This is connected like a high availability. Okay. Both are connected, of course, through network. It is connected either directly or through network. It is connected. And there is a service called high availability service through some vCenter kind of servers are there. So that is I will we don't get a time, but so I created a high availability between these two things, also called a failover. Remember, high availability and failover. What is this meaning? If in case my this server, first server is down, virtual machines also will be down, right? But what happens here? These virtual machines will run from the this butler. It automatically transfer from here. Of course, there is another few techniques also there. So this is V1, V2, and V3 is running from my second machine. First machine is down. From second machine is these virtual machines are running. Okay. Okay. So now what happened? The customer is getting a service from here. First of all, customer is getting a service from here. Now the customer is getting a service from here. But whatever it is, same service, no? Okay. Whatever it is a same service. No difference in it. Whether he is getting from this PM2 or PM1, or node 1 or node 2, whatever it is the same virtual machine, same services, same data. Customer is. So even the physical machine is down, even a server is down, even physical machine is down, client is getting a service.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, then if client uploaded some data, so that data is saved in both server or a single server?
No, no, this server will move from here to here.
Okay.
Server is same. For him, V1 is a server. For this user, V1 is a server. Earlier it is here, now it is here.
Okay. So data is saved, occupy only single time space.
Very good. But you are asked a very good question. But you don't know that is a very good question. Okay. But I will tell you because you have to get another doubt, but you got different doubt. Guys, your machine is off. Can you able to transfer any data after switch off the machine? This machine is
No,
down.
sir.
After down is why how this machine from here to here it will be transfer? No, right? Very good. Now this is the point. Here it is. Storage come up. The storage is a centralized storage. Normally our laptop having a data stored in our internal hard disk, right? Our operating system and everything stored in laptop. Okay. But in a server infrastructures, of course, their voices store in their own machines only, in their internal hard disk only. But common data we can store anywhere. Like I have a laptop. My laptop contains a videos, songs, some class related files, downloaded files, application files are there. Okay. So I will keep it in my internal hard disk. Otherwise, I'll copy in a external hard disk. If any very important data is there, then I will access from cloud only. For example, your attendance sheet is there. This is the cloud saved document. It saves in my SharePoint. So from I got it from Madhu sir anyway. Okay. So even I created all these things in the cloud only. Why it is? So sometimes suddenly, one of our sir from Noida is suddenly asking attendance sheet of a world batch. I'm not with my computer that time, so I was in traveling and trying. Okay, so he asked, so he has to wait for next day. Okay, so I don't want to make him to next day. So then simply I open my from my mobile, I access my Office 365. Okay, I go to my Office 365 Excel and check the old history and find it the link. I share the link with his email ID directly. He is able to get an access. Yesterday also I have taken this TR session, so a interview session. Okay, this is a session I have taken. I shared simply a link to the other sir, so he can easily access. I don't need to share document again and again because it is a simple cloud service. It is Office 365. Simply I share the link, he can able to access anytime. Okay. So two way of storage we discuss. One is the local, which is in your internal hard disk. If you want to store outside of your PC, you can store in pen drives or external hard disk. If you want to store in the cloud, then you can also store in the cloud like a OneDrive or a Google Drive kind of stuff. Okay. But here in this one, this is a centralized storage. It is not completely cloud storage. It is not a cloud storage, but it is a centralized storage. It is not a local storage. Okay. It is a centralized storage. Centralized storages are NAS and SAN type of storages. What is this nascent SAN? I'm not going with the details of nascent SAN. If you know already, then good. If you don't know, you will learn. Okay, no problem. So nascent SAN. What is this nascent SAN? So we can store our data in this storage bay. It contains a hard disk, connections, fiber optical cables, everything is there. You can store data in the NAS or SAN kind of stuff. For example, this is the machine, virtual machine. For example, I will show you one virtual machine here. So this is the entire virtual machine data. So this is a machine. This is the machine data. This is the machine data. Okay. For example, another thing like a this is the machine data. This is machine I created in a virtual box. That's it is showing small numbers. These are the logs. Okay. This is nothing is here. 3 machines in the batch 17. Linux, Windows. Okay. So this is server. See, this is machine data. Okay, point is this virtual machine data I stored in this centralized storage. Centralized storage. I store this entire virtual machines data in the centralized storage. Now, this storage is connected to both the machines. The storage is connected to both the machines. If in case my first machine is down, now from second machine, these virtual machines will start. So there no need to, you no need to copy a virtual machines to any machine. Virtual machines data stored in the centralized storage. Only these host machines, the host will be changes. Service running from machines running from host machine is changes. Okay, guys, this is called a high availability or a failover. So what is the use of this one? The user will get a service. Either your physical server is down or running, whatever it is, the important is client get a service. Guys, always client is important. Always client is important. Okay, you went to the bank or you went to the railway reservation counter. You went to the ATM. You inserted a ATM card. Server down. Service down. No cash board. Okay, no cash. That board they will display. You know, if in case that kind of ridiculous answers, ridiculous kind of behavior by service provider in generally, that is very serious issue. But we are in the public, like a banking sectors or a railway sector or a transport sector, whatever it is. If they don't respond properly, also we see we'll feel little bit and it will see it's leave it okay, no problem kind of stuff. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So compulsory
Yes, sir.
to eliminate downtime. What is the downtime I told? So server is down, service is done. Very good. Server is down, service is also down. Now, because of this high availability or failure, even the server is down, service is available. Normally, server down, service is down. But here it is server down, no problem, service is available. Think like Google. How many people are using a Google per second? Per second. Millions of people are using Google search, Google services per second. Gmail account, YouTube, all are comes under uh, Google only, right? Any Google services we are using. Actually, today I want to share this Google Meet link instead of this one, but this is actually good compared to that one. Okay, minimize or eliminated downtime. So here you are maintaining downtime. Okay, here we are not maintaining downtime. Even the server is down. For a client, it is not a downtime. For us, it is a downtime. Okay, so high availability we can able to easily manage. Increase IT productivity, efficiency, agility, and responsiveness. Faster provisioning of applications and resources. Okay, for example, there is a new developer is came. He's asking, I want a virtual machine. I want a machine to run my application. I want a virtual machine, not like that. So I'm a developer. I want to install some my applications and then how to run some. I want to run some my database in this one, or maybe some applications I want to develop. I need a machine for that one. He's asking. I'm an administrator, so I have to go to market and purchase a server for him. Or if any server is available, again I have to allocate the server for him. I ask what is the environment you required. He asked like I want a Windows server environment is required. Okay, and what application should be installed. So what I have to do, I have to create a one machine, a physical machine, and then install a operating system, then install a applications and give him as per his requirement. Again, I'm telling guys. So a person, a new user came, he need a remote machine with a certain specifications. Okay, you want a Windows server installation and some applications. Okay, certain settings. So I have to take one blade server or a rack server. So I have to configure and give him an access so he can able to start utilizing these applications. You don't know remaining things. So it is so completely one set of machine we are assigning to a one person. But now we changed it. We changed. We are saying now what we are saying to him. We have a so very simple. The user is asking, I want a machine. I want a machine. Yes, you have you will get a machine. That is virtual machine. You can only to buy a new server. You are already running server is there. You take a machine, install a what operating system is required. Okay, what applications are required, and give it to him. He will access. That is what faster provisioning of applications and resources we can easily give it. Greater
Excuse me, sir.
business continue. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, what is IT agility?
Agility.
Yes, sir.
Actually, agile means faster changing. Agile means faster changing of requirements or a faster change.
Okay.
Okay,
Sir,
like
we any example like
yeah, normally the word I got it when is like if you are SDLC means in software development life cycle, waterfall model is there earlier. The new model is agile. Then I search for agile, then I got it. What is agile? Okay, now we are using agile model in software
Yes, sir.
development. Okay, so faster changing or a kind of what it is. Okay, so user requirement changes, right?
Yes.
Requirement changes. Now he is asking like, this is my virtual machine. So how much RAM I given? 2 GB. Okay, for this virtual machine. Now I want to install some application that is required 4 GB RAM. Then what I have to do? Go to edit virtual machine settings. Simply change it to 4 GB. Memory, first option is memory 4 GB. Now the work is completed. I uninstalled that application, no longer required to run that application. I changed my RAM to 2 GB again. So I changed it, right? Once I required, I changed it. Okay. Can I change my physical RAM like that? Now it is 12 GB is there. Now I have to make it as a 16 GB completely. Okay, 4 plus 8 is there. So I want to remove that 8 and add a, I want to remove the 4, I want to add a 8 GB. Now what I have to do? I have to go to market, purchase the suitable RAM, 8 GB RAM, and open the system, shut down the system first of all, open the system, connect the RAM. Okay, so
Yes.
agility changes here. Difference is there. Both are increasing RAM capacity, but difference is there. Faster is not there. Okay, increase IT productivity, efficiency, agility, and responsiveness. Faster provisioning of applications and resources. We can provision this application or a resources to the customer or a user. Greater business continuity, disaster recovery. Disaster recovery means, guys, we can back up the virtual machines. Geographical backup is also there. Graphical disaster recovery, geographical replication, geo replications also there. Meaning is my data center is in Hyderabad and other data center is in New Jersey. Other data center I put it in a Melbourne. So like that. So I will put a different countries, different data centers, but I synchronize the data different places. Even there is a story told by KCR in one meeting. The first data center from IBM in India. So in very olden days, even before IT come into the other places in India itself. So there is a data center in Hyderabad. So IBM means there are the in America, except in movies, really they don't get any war involvements won't be there, except 1 or 2 times. And generally, daily wars won't happen in movies in America, Hollywood movies. Daily wars are happens. Okay, uh, but there is other disasters are there like tor- uh, torpedoes or not torpedoes. What is that? Torrents or something is there that uh, so like lot of tufan, floods, lot of disasters will occur. Physical environment disaster. For example, I have a laptop and I have a backup of my laptop. Both are located in same place. For example, both in a same bag. Someone stolen my bag. So I lost my laptop and as well as my backup also. So this is geolocation means different location they store a data. Even in one place data, their data center is gone, problem is there. Other place they can able to recover. Okay, disaster recovery means continuously backup and backup into different geographical location is possible. Simplified data center management, the ability of true software defined data center. Software defined data center is there. So what is software defined data center? Data center means contains, data center contains servers, storage devices, networking components like a router, switches, cabling, power supply for a data center. But in single machine, by software, using a software, you can get a storage, virtual storages we are getting, network, okay, applications, and of course the virtual machines we are getting here. That's a software defined data center. Yeah, maybe little confusion of benefits. Few things you can, at least if you understand 4 or 5 things, 3 4 things, 4 5 things is better. Guys, this is the type of virtualization. Type of virtualizations are as server virtualization, desktop virtualization, network virtualization, application virtualization, storage virtualization, user state virtualization, presentation virtualization. When we comes to the virtualization, guys, lot of people put a lot of names for a virtualization, but standard virtualizations are different. User state virtualization, presentation virtualization are very old one. Presentation virtualization, user state virtualizations are replaced by application virtualization. Okay, application virtualization. Okay, storage virtualization also lot of definitions are there, but there are lot of differences in that also there. Okay, and there is, we cannot see the desktop virtualization practically in our low level access permissions. You cannot get it, but there is a desktop virtualization really. Okay, lot of people put a different names in the virtualization, but standard one is a server virtualization, network virtualization, sorry, server virtualization is a standard one. Okay, next one is, in the next one level you can say desktop, network, storage, application, okay, user state and present. No, don't worry, these are the some type of virtualizations. Okay, in our classes next we will discuss about a server virtualization, desktop virtualization, network virtualization. Okay, if possible I will tell about a presentation virtualization and application virtualization only introduction. Okay, you want to learn all these things, it will take more than 1 month. Okay, so this PPT contains this is my PPT, already I told this is my PPT. This I prepared with a different resource of collection. So do not think like a sir, this is a SAR PPT. Okay, it does not contain his own writing, his own definitions. Now like that, guys, the most of the content have collected from different resources, original important resources. Some are from VMware itself, Microsoft and VMware, Microsoft PPTs. This is from Sizer, this diagram, and this diagram from Sizer. All remaining are my own. Some are I have written. This is I have written. This is I have made it this diagram. This is again copied. This is I made it. This is again I collected from my previous PPTs. What I'm trying to say, I will share the PPT now only to you. Okay. That guys, take a break for a 10 minutes. Okay, come back by 12:05. If any